All right, guys, so this clip of Herschel Walker has gone viral. I wanted to share with you guys and give you my theory on it. Let's see what he says.
So I'm preparing. I'm this country boy. You know, I'm not that smart. And he's that preacher. He's a smart man, wear these nice suits. So he's going to show up and embarrass me at the debate October the 14th. And I'm just waiting. You know, I'll show up, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. So I'm preparing.
So, I mean, he's admitting there he's not that smart. And Warnock is going to embarrass him. Here, let's play it one more time. 1 million views on this video. I mean, this thing has gone very viral.
So I'm preparing. I'm this country boy. You know, I'm not that smart. And he's that preacher. He's a smart man, wear these nice suits. So he's going to show up and embarrass me at the debate October the 14th. And I'm just waiting. You know, I'll show up, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. So I'm prepared.
So, people have all sorts of theories as to why he's saying this. Some people are saying it's just a moment of honesty, right? And he's just like, no, I know I'm really not that bright, and I'm aware of that, right? I don't think that's the case. I think what he's doing is he's setting expectations freakishly low, so that when he clears the lowest bar of all time, which, by the way, he will, that he gets to turn around and claim victory. That's my guess as to what's going on here. I mean, and this is something, by the way, we've seen previously in American history. There were, for the George W. Bush debates, both against Al Gore in 2000 and then against John Kerry in 2004, there was this idea that the media expected, hey, he's kind of an idiot. He's not going to do well. And Kerry's going to wipe the floor with him. Al Gore's going to wipe the floor with him. And just the fact that Bush was able to, like, speak in complete sentences meant that the narrative was quite the opposite. The narrative was like, hey, at best, it's a wash. At worst, George W. Bush actually won those debates. Now, you go back and watch them, and I don't think that's the case, although I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's laying the groundwork to then set the narrative later. And just everybody understand, look, if you told me the election is today, who's going to win the election, I would say Warnock. But understand, this race is nowhere near done. In fact, it is one of the closest races in the country. Right now, 538 has Herschel Walker at 55%, or excuse me, it was Warnock at 55% likelihood of winning. I mean, that's basically a fucking coin flip, man. Anybody who's played poker can tell you that 55% is, it's nothing. It could go either way, and it will go either way. And so I think it is the closest race in the country. And because a lot of these midterm races, it hinges more on the national mood than it does the individual candidates, okay? And Georgia historically has been more of a red state, and then, you know, now you're dealing with the situation where for the longest time, Biden had like a 33% approval rating. The Democrats were struggling massively. And recently we've seen a little bump back, of course, because of Roe versus Wade being overturned. People went very pro-democratic after that because of the string of legislative victories from Biden and now the student loan debt elimination. There have been things that have shifted the balance where now it's more of an up-in-the-air kind of race. But if modern history holds true, and I don't know if it will, but if modern history holds true, then you do have the opposition party pick up a lot of seats in the midterms. So, you know, I'm trying to warn everybody here. You got to be careful, right? Like, you have to be careful when dealing with this stuff. And by the way, just so everybody understands, Warnock he's actually been a good senator, because when you have these Democratic senators who end up winning elections, maybe unsurprisingly, from otherwise red states, usually what happens is exactly what you see with Kyrsten Sinema, for example, where she just acts like a Republican. She votes like 50% of the time with Republicans. Joe Manchin literally votes 50% of the time with Republicans. Sometimes it was 60% of the time with Republicans, because he's from West Virginia, a red state. He feels like, oh, I have to do this to stay politically viable. And he's also corrupt and all that stuff too. But here you have a situation with Ossoff and Warnock where they're Democratic senators who got elected in a otherwise red state. And they are not like Manchin. They are not like Sinema. They are much better politicians who are much more reliably left. So for people like that, I mean, look, I think they deserve to be rewarded. You know, I think that when we have a conversation about 2024 or more like 2028, they have the potential to be the kind of candidate that comes out of nowhere to actually capture the imagination of the Democratic base and maybe win the nomination. And then we're not having a conversation about Kamala Harris or Pete Buttigieg or any of the other soulless cretins who want, to be the next in line on the Democratic side. So, God damn it, I hope Warnock wins this race, man. This will be the race that I kind of care the most about, because you have like a decent candidate, a decent Democratic candidate, and then you have a total psycho who is really not that bright. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but he's really not that bright, and he is down the line, hardcore, far-right conservative. So, don't get it twisted, man. I don't think this was a moment of honesty. I think this was setting the expectation super low so that when he clears that bar, which he will, he'll be able to turn around and say, I think I won the debate. And the media will be like, well, Herschel Walker didn't do all that bad, even though it's almost certainly the case that Warnock's going to run circles around him. So, anyway, there you go. That's my breakdown of the situation, and we'll see what happens. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.